In my first video, we talked about the introduction of grammar foundations. Today, we are going to discuss an overview of grammar before going to parts of speech and other things. So let's start with why does grammar matter? That's a frequently posed question, usually followed with as long as I get my message across. What difference does it make if I use a comma in the right place? Or use me or I correctly? Or if I don't know what's correct, probably most of my readers and listeners don't know. Or maybe you have convinced yourself that nobody really cares. Readers do know, they do care, and a wrong word or misspelled punctuation mark may even change your intended meaning. We all realize the importance of good first impression and are probably familiar with this. You have one chance to make a good first impression. Employers often say that when they look at resume, they stop reading when they find the first misspelled word or grammar error. The first impression is that the applicant didn't care enough to be sure the resume was free of all errors. Or if we receive a message from a business, we immediately see mechanical error. We form a negative impression of the company. We don't know if the writer doesn't know what's correct, doesn't care what's correct, or was in a hurry and didn't take the time to check for mechanical correctness. The reason really isn't important, but the result is. It's wrong, and we have a bad first impression of that writer and that writer's organization. That's one reason grammar matters. Another reason correct grammar matters is that all the reader have the words and the punctuation marks on the page. As you will progress through this video, you will see that a comma placed in one location versus another location can even change the meaning. Let's take an example. Pat Lewis said you are correct. Is that group of words clear? Or could different punctuation result in dozen or more meanings? With a question mark, Pat Lewis said you are correct. With an exclamation point, Pat Lewis said you are correct. Or just as a statement with a period, changing the ending punctuation result in 3 different meanings. Let's take another example. Put a comma between Pat and Lewis. Pat, Lewis said you are correct. Pat and Lewis are now 2 different people, and now 3 meanings based on the comma and the end punctuation mark. Or Pat Lewis said with a direct quote, you are correct. Or Pat Lewis being 2 different people with direct quotes like this. So that's 15. There are still other possibilities. The writer's responsibility is to make certain that correct mechanics are used so the reader knows exactly what was meant. So, feeling confident that you are giving the good first impression and being sure the mechanics make the message clear are important reasons to view grammar and mechanics as a meaningful element of your writing. So let's move towards an overview of writing mechanics. It's a general overview about the basic parts of speech and common grammar problems. Yes, writing mechanics, as is true of any area, has its own jargons. Parts of speech. There are only 8. Noun, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Sentence structure. Just 3 basic ones. Simple, complex, and compound. Punctuation marks. 4 major ones and 6 minor ones. In the major category are comma, semicolon, apostrophe, and period. And these 6 in the minor group: colon, question mark, exclamation mark, quotation marks, parenthesis, and the hyphen and dash. We also need to be able to understand the correct use of look-alike, sound-alike, such as your and your, except and except, whether and whether. This overview of terms is merely to give you a starting point. Each of my videos will help you understand the specific grammar term, but more importantly will help you see how each part of speech, punctuation mark, or word choice impact the correct choice of another part of speech or punctuation mark. For example, Please give the book to Jane and I or me. You can be certain that you choose the correct word only if you know the relationship of prepositions to pronouns. Or ever wondered about where to place the apostrophe to show possession? BOY apostrophe S or BOYS apostrophe. Maybe whether the use of comma or semicolon in the following sentence would stump you. To punctuate this correctly, the writer needs to understand sentence structure. Is it simple, complex, or compound sentence? And to recognize a conjunction and to know which punctuation mark is used with that part of speech. Other questions you may have asked are: where should that adjective clause be placed? Is real the adjective or really the adverb the correct word? Do I even need a comma? These are all legitimate questions, and knowing the correct answers is necessary to be certain you are using correct grammar and punctuation. Each of the terms listed here and others will be discussed in my upcoming videos, and then the relationship between and among the parts will also be discussed and illustrated. So, as you develop a better understanding of how everything interconnects, you may have less questions and you will be more confident as you answer your own questions. So, that's all about an overview of grammar. In the next lecture, we are going to talk about the parts of speech, mainly starting with noun. Till then, bye bye, Allah Hafiz.